so much for the past, say, 3 years or so, all of a sudden people with bad intentions or ill-informed have woken up to the idea there's all these people out there and they all need animals to do it, and they see how long it takes to get the animals, and so they're looking for ways to cut corners. So the visible entry into the system is just too easy.
We've watched dogs trained over the course of a year and a half, and it can cost up to $50,000, which is why nonprofits are doing this and trying to raise outside money to do it.
Right.
What small family operation can afford $50,000 per dog over a year and a half?
They can't. No.
What more do you want people to know from your research?
Well, you really shouldn't use any organization that you don't get personal references from somebody that you trust.
No. David Faber, a law professor at Michigan State College of Law, also the editor of its Animal Legal and Historical Center website. David, thanks so much for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
Let's bring in Rebecca Pelosi. She's one of 52 people across the country who have filed complaints against the North Carolina-based Dry Farm Service Dog Company, run by Mark Mathis, who claimed he trained 3 of their dogs for children for autism. Rebecca said she paid $14,000 for a dog that not only wasn't trained to help one of her twin daughters, Ella, who has autism, but wasn't trained, period, and got out of hand. North Carolina's Attorney General filed a motion to dismiss Mark Mathis's bankruptcy filing. TV station CBS 17 reported he spent much of non-filed money on restaurants, foods, dating websites. Rebecca joins us now from her home in Jacksonville, Florida. Rebecca, what did his website say that made you think this was a safe bet?
Reading that he was certified as a North Carolina State Enforcement trainer, especially in autism services for children, really stood out to me.
I imagine it did. And what did you think when you heard, as we just did, there is no such thing as a state-approved service dog?
It was flabbergasting. There's really no regulations in this industry.
And why did you want a dog so badly? What is the issue you hope the dog would help with?
Well, number one for my daughter is her running. She's ran off before, and that puts her in danger. Helping them open the door to have them be part of a role for their community, and they have and not worry about worrying about just watching them milk the shelf stores. The trained person to do deep pressure therapy on the job.
Deep pressure therapy that can actually leave their paws or their heads on places to reduce that anxiety.
Right.
So you're hoping this will change everything. How did you come up with that money?
I sold my animal medical. I sold my dad. Nobody else does. I sold numerous.
You trusted someone who's getting a call from me, as were a lot of other families. Come get your dog. The training isn't finished. But he was shutting down, and he said it was because of people complaining unfairly about his business. But you get the dog, bring out the dog, it's ultimately been puzzle. What happened?
Should have been close to a penny. Taco Festival.
How do you call that?
We'll be calling Faye for short.
Well, Rebecca Caruso, we wish you the best of luck, you and Ella and your family.
Thank you.
By the way, she told us she can't afford to train Ray now, but hopefully in time. Your stories about fake service dogs, fraudulent service dogs. What will happen now?
Still coming up this hour on Here and Now, WQXR culture writer Fran Hefner celebrates the ragtime music of Scott Joplin ahead of the annual Ragtime Festival in Missouri next week. And it's a big day in British politics. Prime Minister Theresa May continues to hang on barely despite constant pressure for her to step down over her failure to deliver Brexit. All the latest from NPR's reporter in London. Those stories still ahead here on WHYY. It's 1:32. Next time on The Pulse.
First and foremost, you make sure that you follow an excellent diet for the dogs.
Most pet owners spared no expense to keep their furry friends happy and healthy.
It sounds like Lucy's been doing pretty well. I think so. I mean, she's not losing any weight, even though she's on this restricted diet.
Cats and dogs and their health.
Oh, he's just a handsome boy.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on WHYY.
On our takeover, bringing insights into the lives of great filmmakers and examining their creativities to our understanding of the world, ourselves, and others. I'm Nick Carter. Join us for Next Star Ticket, tonight at 9:30 on WHYY TV12.
Supporting WHYY, Chestnut Hill College's new cybersecurity online graduate program. Chestnut Hill College is helping to make the cyber world a safer place while preparing their students for rewarding careers on the front lines fighting cybercrime. chc.edu. You're listening to WHYY.
Funding for Here and Now comes from the listeners of WBUR Boston and your NPR station. From Noon, offering a personalized weight loss program that uses psychology and small goals to change habits with the goal of losing weight and keeping it off for good. Learn more at noom.com. And College Mind, using data to provide personalized college guidance. Admissions advisors help high school students apply to college based on their chances of getting accepted and receiving scholarship awards. More at collegemind.com.
This is Here and Now from NPR and WBUR. I'm Jeremy Hobson. Tesla shares are bouncing back today after an alarming week of losses. Just this year, the electric car maker's stock has dropped nearly 40%, with half of that coming in the last month. Let's bring in Robin Barzak, host of Public Radio's Full Disclosure. Hi, Robin.
Hello, Jeremy.
So an analyst at Citigroup says there's now a 40% chance of a full bear scenario where Tesla stock will drop from its current price of $194 a share down to $36 a share. What is going on? Why is Wall Street losing faith in its former darling?
Okay, wait for it. I believe the potent Musk is losing its olfactory appeal.
Elon Musk, right, the head of Tesla.
All right, Elon Musk, get it, tip your waders. Look, Tesla, it's been such a high-risk, high-reward story, and a lot of debt and a lot of cash burn, but as long as you keep posting amazing growth and wowing the planet and having a stock price to mortgage, you're hot. But if any one of these ingredients is missing, the whole Tesla bull case falls apart rather quickly.
And Tesla has had a lot of issues. There was a recent test in Connecticut. Consumer Reports found the new autopilot feature on the Model 3 performed like, quote, driving with a kid behind the wheel for the first time. That doesn't sound good. In Norway, one of Tesla's strongest markets, cars are being apparently delivered with dense and sloppy paint jobs. What is going on?
These are the daily pains of running a global automaker with a $35 billion market value still, and sky-high expectations of a change-the-world culture, and all this at a time of serious technological change. If it's not the battery technology or getting the price down to size, scaling it's autopilot concerns, or China, or the CEO Elon Musk making surreal claims on social media and running afoul of the SEC.
At the same time, there are a lot of people who still see a lot of promise in this company, and even with the recent drop in the share price, Tesla still has a valuation that's similar to Ford.
It's amazing. I mean, it's a fraction of the age of Ford Motor Company and has a sliver of its sales, yet they're both valued by investors at around 35 to 40 billion, and that's because investors have been willing to pay up for dibs on what Tesla can and might become with the mass adoption of electric vehicles.
Back in 2013, Robin, there were reports that Apple was going to buy Tesla for $240 a share. They were trying to do that. Do you think that now that the price has come down, they may try again?
Yeah, Wall Street has this Apple put that many investors romance daily. I mean, yes, Apple has no shortage of cash or market value to spend on this splurge. It's trying to do cars, but they've never done anything remotely at the price of Tesla, and it's unclear how much they want to take on car fires and autopilot accidents and short sellers and, Elon Musk's special daily help.
Now, we said that Tesla stock is sort of rebounding a bit today. Overall, the market, at least in early trading, was down a lot today, and there are big concerns about the trade war. When it comes to Tesla, in China, the electric vehicle market is 3 times that of the United States. Elon Musk just opened a factory in Shanghai earlier this year to get in on the action. How is the trade war complicating those plans?
Yeah, it really has Wall Street worried this week. A prominent Tesla analyst today came out and said China uncertainty could by itself prompt Tesla to miss its all-important 2019 vehicle delivery target, which we see affects its cash flow and cash burn and ability to go it alone. So Tesla's kind of become like a gas guzzler in this sense.
And yet, all problems, I see more Teslas out on the road when I go out on the road. I see them all over the place now.
Let's see how many there are in 5 or 10 years.
I guess. Farzad, host of Public Radio's Full Disclosure, thank you.
My pleasure.
You're listening to Here and Now.
Some states are letting thousands of undocumented immigrants get behind the wheel.
People that have gotten licenses were trained right, so it has made the road safer.
Could these laws offer a roadmap to policymakers across the country?
If your job is to protect the highways of Minnesota, and you say to yourself, is it help me to have tens of thousands of people outside the system or inside the system? The answer is pretty straightforward.
On the next Morning Edition from NPR News.
Join us for Morning Edition tomorrow morning beginning at 5 a.m. on WHYY.
I'm Susan Levy. The Trump administration is delivering another $16 billion in aid to farmers hurt by trade wars. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue said the first of 3 payments is likely to be made in July or August, and suggested that U.S. negotiators may be weeks away from settling a bitter trade dispute with China. The latest bailout comes on top of $11 billion in aid the president provided farmers last year. The Hindu Nationalist Party is headed to a landslide election victory. The leader of the main opposition party has conceded a personal defeat. Activists say bombings by Syrian government forces have damaged 2 schools and a health facility in the rebels' last stronghold in the northwest. After insurgents successfully hit a power station in a government-held town, fighting has raged in the region in the last 48 hours. You're listening to Here and Now.
And you're listening to WHYY.
You know Hollywood's default, right? Men in pretty much any kind of film.
We wanted to make a real female buddy comedy because we didn't think that we had seen enough stories where 2 women, 2 smart women, but very different women were able to center that story together.
I'm Connor Risdall, the new female buddy comedy, Postmark, takes on the Marketplace.
Marketplace tonight at 6:30 here on WHYY.
I'm Marco Werman. The scheduled release of John Walker Lind, the so-called American Taliban, is making headlines. Hundreds of other prisoners convicted of terrorism-related charges will eventually also be released, and the U.S. may not be ready.
Because there's not really a system in place to help them stay away from the terrorist groups that they were once part of.